Cameron Martell with Watches You Can Afford, and I'm here today with the Hamilton Intra-Matic 68. There she is. This is a throwback to the 60s and 70s, and specifically to the Hamilton Chrono-Matic of that era. Now, the new 68 doesn't have a left side crown, but it does retain the same overall aesthetic, particularly in the dial, and it's sized for the more modern gentleman at 42 millimeters. In other words, a little bit big for my diminutive wrists, but perfect for most of you. Now, inside this good-looking chronograph is the Hamilton H31. Now, that's an autochrono that I have plenty of experience with. Now, this movement is based off the ETA 7753. Now, the modern Intra-Matic 68 is limited to just 1,968 pieces globally, and only 20 of those made their way to Canada. Now, on that note, I'd like to send a sincere thank you to Justin at Gem by Carity, who sent me this Intra-Matic for my review. He's my local Hamilton guy here in Calgary, and I recommend you talk to him if you are in the area. Now, if you're looking for an automatic chronograph, something that's reasonably sized, this reasonably sized limited edition Hamilton might just be the ticket, so let's check it out. In the late 1960s, Hamilton put out the Chrono-Matic. Now, the Chrono-Matic was an automatic chronograph, as its name implied, powered by the venerable caliber 11 movement. This is the same movement that used to power the old Pan-Europe chronograph, of which we reviewed the more modern version on Wicca. In any case, the Chrono-Matic was a legendary watch and has been updated as of 2016 with the Intra-Matic 68. The Intra-Matic 68 is an excellent modern take on the Chrono-Matic's classic good looks. Upsized to 42 millimeters, the gorgeous good looks are retained, as is the mechanical chronograph heartbeat. The H31 in the modern Intra-Matic boasts a 60-hour power reserve and all the refinements that you'd expect from a modern automatic movement from a major Swiss brand like Hamilton. As you may have come to expect from a Hamilton-made watch, the build quality of the new Intra-Matic 68 is quite good. Tolerances are tight, finishings on both the case and dial are excellent, and the quality of the case features, specifically the pushers and the caseback engraving, are bang on. It's built as good as many of its peers, and perhaps a bit better than a lot of them. The strap is racy and comfortable, made of a plush leather that will effortlessly mold to your wrist. Many new Hamiltons that I've purchased and tested come with straps that need several hours of wrist time to adjust. The strap here molded almost instantly. The black on black color scheme matches the rest of the watch exactly, and I say it's an excellent complement to the dial. All told, I don't think I see myself changing this one out. The new 68 comes with a standard steel buckle, engraved with Hamilton's branding in place of a deployant clasp. Now, at this price, I'd have preferred a deployant, but I totally get why they chose a buckle. If you're going for Racy, the buckle is a more theme-appropriate option. Notably absent from the 68 is an exhibition caseback, which you would normally find on a Hamilton Auto. It is indeed a shame that the H31 automatic isn't being shown off, but in my travels I came across Hodenkey's review of the 68, which comments that an exhibition window would actually increase the thickness of the watch. In this case, I'm glad they chose the thinner route. Besides, they did an excellent job making the caseback interesting all the same. On the wrist, the choice to skip the exhibition window in favor of an engraved caseback pays off. It keeps the watch interesting, sizable, but prevents it from being overbearing. Those of you lucky enough to grab one of these limited edition pieces will find yourself in possession of a great timepiece, one that's loaded with value and one that you'll be able to enjoy years from now. As you can expect with a Hamilton automatic, proper care by way of servicing and general good sense will keep this good-looking racer ticking reliably for decades. I am indeed a fan of this modern mechanical chronograph, and not just because it ticks all the right boxes on the spec list. The Intra-Matic 68 is a fantastic homage to its vintage inspiration and a great example of how a brand can modernize a classic without cheapening it. So thank you again, Justin at Gem by Carity, for generously loaning me this Intra-Matic. It's a wonderful piece of kit, and I'm glad I got to spend some time with it hands-on. As always, for more detail, including high-resolution photos, please check out the full review on WatchesYouCanAfford.com.